Where have you been? It's like I waited all my life, so happy that I found you. I'm paper thin. I haven't always been this shy, but haven't felt this in a while now. So sad when we are apart. If you leave, you break my heart. I need you to need me too. Stay with me when it's getting dark. Hold me tight, close in your arms. I want you to want me too. Why is it so hard to just be honest?
Welcome to the St. Thomas Technical High School, where we will be having the handover ceremony of the Chromebooks donated by Google to the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation. It is going to be a great day, a blessed day, an awesome day in this parish where wise people are, all in honor of the Mathematics Honors College, and great things will be done here today.
And now, our feature presentation.
Good morning, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to have all of you here today on this great occasion for the parish of St. Thomas and for the high schools, all the 6 secondary high schools in St. Thomas, as well as Happy Grove High, that's on the border. The 6 high schools from St. Thomas are Yallas High School, Paul Bogle High School, Seaforth High School, Robert Lightburn High School, Morant Bay High School, St. Thomas Technical High School, and, as I said before, Happy Grove. So, this is indeed an honor for the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation as we have this great handing over ceremony in collaboration with the donation that was made by Google. I want to welcome everyone this morning to this ceremony. I firstly want to acknowledge our Honorable Minister, Favor Williams, Minister of the Ministry of Education and Youth, Dr. Michelle Charles, Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, James Robertson, Member of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, the Honorable Marcia Bennett, Custos of St. Thomas, our Councillor of the Dalby Division, Michael MacLeod, Dr. Fenton Ferguson, former Member of Parliament, Mrs. Yashika Blackwood Grant, Regional Director of the Ministry of Education and Youth, Region 2, and the officers that are with her, Mr. Drisdale and Mrs. Marcia Dallas Mackenzie. Also, welcome to Ms. Shirley Moncrief, Acting Director on Loan and Partnership Management of National Education Trust, Professor Moulton Edwards, who is the President of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, Mrs. Beverly Hyatt, who is the Director of the Mathematics Honors College, Mr. Darrell White Wong, who is Destination Manager for Portland and St. Thomas Tourism Product Development Company Limited, Lorian Pierre Roberts, who is the Parish Manager, the Social Development Commission, all the board chairpersons and principals of the high schools that I previously named, Yallas High, St. Thomas Tech, Paul Bogle High, Seaforth High, Robert Lightburn High, Morant Bay High, and Happy Grove, Reverend Derek Sadler, who is the pastor for the Stokesall District of Baptist Churches, all the other guests, distinguished guests, and members of this great audience. We want to welcome you at this function. It is indeed, as I said before, a great pleasure to be here because great things are happening in St. Thomas. Indeed, great things are happening in St. Thomas. We see the road work that is going on. We see all of the promises that are being made to invest in the parish. But it's even a greater feeling when we recognize that St. Thomas is investing in St. Thomas through the work of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, Inc. And it's even more awesome and more rewarding when it is that we are investing in our youth and we are investing in our education system. It suggests that St. Thomas will be growing and it will be going in the path that it should go as we aim to improve this parish, not only in terms of its infrastructure, but in terms of the development of the people, the youth, and everything that is about this parish. Above all, I want to say, wise men come from the east. And you're in St. Thomas this day, and if you're not from St. Thomas, please understand that you're amongst wise people. Very, very wise people. So on behalf of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, I just really want to welcome you all and we know that we are going to have a beautiful day, an awesome time together as we celebrate this great event. I now invite our Reverend Derek Sander to come with the invocation.
Pleasant morning to all. Indeed, we are grateful to Almighty God for keeping us alive so that we can be here present this morning for an occasion like this. I begin by sharing out a story, a parable with us. On a dangerous sea coast where shipwreck often occur, there was once a little life-saving station. The building was just a hut, and there was only one boat. But the few devoted members kept a constant watch over the sea, and with no thought of themselves, went out day and night tirelessly, searching for the lost. Many lives were saved by this wonderful little station, so that it became famous. Some of those who were saved and various others in the surrounding area wanted to become associated with the station, and they gave their time, their money, and their effort to support its work. New boats were bought, and new crews were trained. The little life-saving station grew. The club initiation were held. About this time, a large ship was wrecked off the coast, and the hired crew brought the boat loads of cold and wet, half-drowned people. They were dirty, sick, and some of them had all kinds of conditions that for some people would be a no-no to be a part of the club. The beautiful club was in chaos. So the property committee immediately had a shower built on the outside for those victims who were shipwrecked. At the next meeting, there was a split in the club membership. Most of the members wanted to stop the club's life-saving activities. They deemed it as being unpleasant and a hindrance to the normal social life of the club. And some members insist that the life-saving station be split. For those who wanted to allow persons who are shipwrecked to constantly be a part of the club, it was said that they could go ahead and form their own club, while those who have become exclusive remain in their exclusive club. But of course, as the years grew, that little club also grew. And the same thing occurred once again, and there was a split. And so if you were to visit that seacoast today, you will find several life-saving stations. Some have become exclusive clubs. The ones who are at their start, they are the ones saving life. But the reality is that while the exclusive club continues, many persons are losing their lives. This eye-opening parable by Theodore can be used to depict the many dangers confronting us today. However, in the midst of crisis, there are both challenges and opportunities. The dangerous sea is the world in which we live. Jesus once told his disciples that in this world we will have trouble, but I have overcome. This suggests to us that if we have Jesus on our side, or better yet, if we are on his side, we too can become overcomers. The first life-saving station are those who are always giving back to society without thought of themselves. And as such, we are gathered here this morning because of persons like those. Those who are often shipwrecked and sometimes lose their lives are the young and inexperienced. Those who seek to become exclusive members are those who are often rescued from the many ills of society by those who are genuine lifesavers. Today, on this very special occasion, we have those who belong to the true life-changing station. They are the ones giving back. You who are receiving are those whose lives were in danger of being sucked into the vicious cycle of poverty and crime. But by the kind act of the true lifesavers, you are being rescued. The question then is this: will you seek to become exclusive members, or will you become genuine lifesavers? Those who become exclusive members are those who forget where they came from. They are more interested in material things than the well-being of people. But true lifesavers are those in touch with the brokenness of individuals, families, and communities. They are present where persons hurt and hope. They are present where persons curse and pray. They are present where persons hunger for meaning and thirst for significant relationship. So I'm trusting and I'm hoping that as we meet today in this fashion, and as we recognize first and foremost God as our priority, and that it is God that made all this possible with those whom we had called to be lifesavers, let us bear in mind this goodness of God. Let us pray. Life-saving God, you are the source of life in abundance. We acknowledge you as a primary life-saving God who is self-existing. We thank you for calling men and women to the task of life-saving. Men and women who put others before themselves. Overcoming God, you have overcome chaos, confusion, and darkness. And today you stand as the light of the world. In you we can move and have our being. We thank you that through you others have overcame and are overcoming. Rescuing God. Your power has proven to be mightier than the mightiest obstacle. God of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, grant us your wisdom, your knowledge, your understanding, so that in moments like this, when we celebrate, it will become the norm for us, especially in St. Thomas. Bless your students, teachers, Minister of Education and Ministry of Education, and all stakeholders who have joined here this morning to celebrate. And may your presence be with us throughout this evening and forevermore. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Sadia, for such encouraging words. We move right into the greetings. First by Dr. Michelle Charles, Member of Parliament of Eastern St. Thomas, followed by James Robinson, Member of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, and Mrs. Margaret George, who will be bringing greetings on behalf of the hostess for today.
Honorable Fable Williams, Minister of Education and Youth. Good morning. Honorable Marcia Bennett and her representative, who's here to represent her. MP James Robertson, Councillor Michael McLeod, Dr. Fenton Ferguson, distinguished guests, principals, teachers, happy belated Teachers' Day, teachers, students, everyone, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today is a very special day. And before I begin, I must say that I am so blessed to be Member of Parliament of St. Thomas Eastern because of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation. Who would not want to be the Member of Parliament with this foundation here in her constituency? Please give them a round of applause. It's a special occasion to witness the handing over of these Chromebooks and launch the Mathematics Honors College, a collaborative effort between the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, which does so much more, and the high schools in the parish of St. Thomas and Happy Grove High School in the parish of Portland. The Mathematics Honors College is designed to help increase the passes of CSEC mathematics examination and to serve as a catalyst for other technological related initiatives. Let us give Google a round of applause for making this generous donation worth approximately 27 million Jamaican dollars that the foundation used to acquire over 1,100 Chromebooks. Please. I want to take the time out to encourage those of you receiving this donation to use it wisely and to look in the direction you want to go. Motorcycle and race car instructors teach their students that whenever their car or motorcycle are out of control, they should look in the direction they want and go, and their body will automatically steer them in that direction. Tightrope walkers understand this law as well. They never look down while walking on a rope. They fix their focus straight ahead. So I want to remind you that you will eventually go in the direction that you look. Your life tends to be filled with those things upon which you focus most intently. If you focus all of your energy and attention on the negatives in your life, you will eventually drift towards them. If you spend your time on your Chromebook looking up not so positive things, you will go that way as well. If, however, you focus on the life that God wants you to have and all the positives that there is, you will automatically be pulled in that direction. This is why it is important for you to put in front of you the dreams and visions and goals you want to accomplish, and you will automatically go in that direction. So choose to keep your focus on that which is truly uplifting. First century theologian Paul wrote, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, think on these things." And I will add, look up these things. So as you use this generous donation, fix your gaze on things that will make you shine and help us build a brighter St. Thomas and a brighter Jamaica on a whole. God bless you all.
Thank you for that, Dr. Charles. I was informed that there's no representative for Western St. Thomas at this time, so we're moving right into the greetings that will be presented by Mrs. Margaret George, who I must say is also the chairperson of the board at Yallis High and St. Thomas Technical High School to come. She will be followed by Mrs. Beverly Hyatt, who is the director of the Mathematics Honors College. Mrs. George.
Distinguished guests, good morning. It is indeed an honor to be asked to bring greetings on behalf of the Honorable Marcia Bennett, Custos of St. Thomas. She has asked me to convey her apology for being unavoidably absent this morning, but she wishes us a productive day. The St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, Inc. was created in March 2017 because of a deep parochial love by its founders, with a mission to bring into St. Thomas economic development and to improve the lives of his people. These committed members of this organization believe that the parish of St. Thomas will be a force to be reckoned with in the very near future. Their goal is to bring about a 21st century renaissance powered by citizens and friends of St. Thomas through big and bold ideas. What better way to start the process, the education of our young people? As Jamaica strives to achieve its development aid agenda, the integration of science, technology, and innovations will be necessary to enhance its economic, social, and environmental goals. It is therefore imperative that our children, our future, play a pivotal role in contributing to the successful development of local and international industries, resulting in a better quality of life for all of us. As a people, we will have to anticipate and embrace new and emerging technologies and innovations to enable us to be competitive globally. The St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, Inc., with its initiatives, has given us a head start in this regard. We are excited and we wholeheartedly thank the community of donors, partners, volunteers of this august body. I sincerely hope that the users of these gifts will take the best care of them and use them for the furtherance of their education. Van Gogh, the great painter, once said, "If you hear a voice within you say, 'You cannot paint,' by all means, paint, and that voice will be silenced." I therefore implore the people of St. Thomas, with the assistance of this great foundation, to silence the rest of Jamaica by making the rebirth of this historic and scenic space Jamaica's unforgotten parish of the century. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Thank you so much, Lady George. Well said, well said. And we will now have Mrs. Beverly Hyde, Director of the Mathematics Honors College.
Good morning, distinguished guests and everyone. As Director of the Mathematics Honors College, it is my pleasure to speak with you briefly this morning. Success in mathematics continues to elude many individuals and nations globally due to its myriad of challenges and perceived level of difficulty. Jamaica is not unique to the challenges being experienced with the teaching and learning of mathematics, as the results in the CXC Math since 2016 have been consistently below 55%, except for 2020, when only one paper was done. This year being a low of 38%. Additionally, the non-traditional high schools in St. Thomas have all exhibited a 5-year average below 40% between 2015 and 2019. This dismal performance in mathematics has vast implications for the growth and development of this small but resilient nation. Many of the problems that we face today as a society can be alleviated through the development of problem-solving and critical thinking skills that effective teaching and learning of mathematics can offer. The problems in mathematics, then, are not issues for the individual schools or the individuals to contend, but requires intervention on a national level. Slaying the demon that stands in the path of mathematical prowess will require a demonstration of collective responsibility as a nation. I hasten to add, however, that understanding the power of collective responsibility should not inhibit the value of one person's contribution in any situation. With that in mind, and the passion that I have for the teaching and learning of mathematics, I continued to forge ahead with my small contribution, which resulted in the launching of the St. Thomas High School Mathematics Quiz Competition in 2015. This competition was held for the non-traditional high schools in the parish and comprises of a senior quiz team and a junior quiz team similar to that of the TVJ School Challenge Quiz. It was felt that the desire to be victorious would lead to the investment in and implementation of more time and resources into the preparation of students, thus improved performances in math. The effort to chart the path of mathematical success through the competition has found favor with the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, who have graciously offered their support to rebrand and improve on what existed through the Mathematics Honors College. And we wonder what the Mathematics Honors College is. This is an elite entity with a rigorous mathematics program within each high school in St. Thomas and an extension to Happy Grove that will help all students connect and engage with mathematics. The long-term goal is to have all schools successfully graduating over 80% of their students with a passing grade in mathematics by the next 5 years. This we hope to achieve through bridging of the achievement gap in CSEC mathematics classes, helping students explain and learn mathematics in their own way, giving students the confidence to provide peer tutoring, allowing students to enjoy mathematics and develop patience and persistence when solving problems, helping students master mathematical concepts necessary for higher learning and the world of work, and providing more demanding, more stimulating, engaging, and enjoyable thesis projects that will enhance problem solving and critical thinking. We can only attain true success through effective partnership with parents, commitment from governmental and non-governmental organizations, and the continuous support from all other stakeholders. So I pause to extend a big thank you to the foundation, to Google, to participating schools, educators, parents, students, and all other entities. St. Thomas continues to maximize the use of all our resources to ensure that our students benefit from our education system with the aim of becoming globally competitive citizens. We are relentless. St. Thomas is relentless in achieving excellence in mathematics through seizing all opportunities that come our way, because math counts. May God continue to be our guide as we champion this cause.
Thank you, Mrs. Ayers. And well said, math counts. And I know that Dr. Tamika Benjamin would be very proud to hear that being said today, that math counts. Now we're going to have a musical performance from Moratabey High School. We now invite them all to come.
Always have these ugly scars. took my turn. I'm glad I did it, 'cause you had to learn. Oh, I must admit it hurt a little bit to see how you would act when you saw it. I didn't know that I had so much strength, but I'm glad to see what happens when you see you can't just play with people's feelings. Tell them you love them and don't mean it. You'd probably thought that it was juvenile, but I think that I deserve to smile. Hey, I bust the windows out your car. You know I did it 'cause I left my mark. Wrote my initials with the crowbar, and then I drove off into the dark. I bust the windows out your car. No, it didn't mend my broken heart. Oh, ugly scars. I don't care about that one. Oh, I must admit it hurt a little bit just to see how you'd act when you saw it. I didn't know that I had so much strength, but I'm glad you see what happens when you see you can't just play with people's feelings. Tell them you love them and don't mean it. You probably thought that it was juvenile, but I think that I deserve to. I deserve to smile. If me married to a nigga man and me left him for one shiny one, I know nobody business. If me take me number 11, push it till a number 7, and my business that
Nobody's business, business, nobody's business, business, nobody's business but me own. Nobody's business, business, nobody's business, business, nobody's business but me own. Solomon gone from farmer, if I do let him wife and pick me out the door. Nobody's business but me own.
Even if me all like a girl and me want to move like 21, nobody's business but me own. Come here, girl. Come here, girl. Come here, girl.
Nobody's business but me own.
Go ahead, if you have a foot.
Nobody's business, business, nobody's business, business, nobody's business but me own.
Them fast, you see. You and tell Harry, I don't pack my fire, them walk to see. Them fast. Me want try to go and turn the beat up to one, but them still up in bed one higher. Me want try to go and turn the beat up to one, but them still up in bed one higher. Me want try to go and turn the beat up to one, but them still up in bed one higher. Because me never have some long mouth, me just a flipping on me pot on fire.
City to make man higher. 500 city to make man higher. 500 is the word, city to make man higher. Come in here, have some long mouth. Piggy just a peeping on me pot on fire. 500 feet of wood, sitting to make man holler. 500 feet of wood, sitting to make man holler. 500 feet of wood, sitting to make man holler. Come in here, man, and some long mud. Piggy just a peeping on me pot on fire.
8 o'clock, them a go at school, them a peeping on me pot on fire. 12 o'clock, them a come from school, them a peeping on me pot on fire. 5 o'clock, them a come from school, them a peeping on me pot on fire. Come in here, man, have some long mud, Piggy just a peeping on me pot on fire. 8 o'clock, them a go at school, them a peeping on me pot on fire. 12 o'clock, them a come from school, them a on fire. 5 o'clock, them a come from school, them a come in here, man, have some long mud, Piggy just a peeping on me pot on fire. What a city to make man holler.
What a city to make man holler. 500 feet of wood, what a city to make man holler. Come in here, man, have some long mud, Piggy just a peeping on me pot on fire.
Come in here, man,
Have some long mud, Piggy just a peeping on me pot on fire. Come in here, man, have some long mud, Piggy just a peeping on me pot, peeping on me pot, peeping on me pot on fire.
And the soloist, she has such a beautiful voice. And how could it be that you come to St. Thomas and we don't give you a little touch of our culture, especially as we are looking into celebrating our 60th year of independence. Well done, Martin High School. Well done. To this parish, someone, when he speaks of this parish, he speaks so highly of it. He's passionate about the development of the parish. He's passionate about the young people. He's passionate about the growth of this parish. We want to now invite Professor Malton D. Edwards, who's the president of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, Inc., to come with an overview of the donation of the Chromebooks for the Mathematics Honors College. Please make him welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair. All right, good afternoon, well, still morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you? This is a fantastic opportunity. Unlike our moderator said, I won't talk too much about the Mathematics Honors College because our director, Beverly Hyatt, did a very wonderful job. As a matter of fact, I started thinking she's going to be taking over the presidency. And the Honorable Minister, if you're not careful, she may be going for your job too. Yeah, that was a wonderful job that she did. I'm excited to be in this space, really. This is my school. Whatever time I come here, I walk around like I own the place, and I actually do own the place. That's how I feel about it. All right, so Honorable Minister, Mrs. Faber Williams, and other members from the Ministry of Education and Youth, members of Parliament, Dr. Charles, welcome again. Happy that you were on hand to greet the students who came from Utah, the youth thing. We appreciate it very much, and then the reception that you had in their honor. Dr. Fenton Ferguson, welcome again. We're still on this journey together. I'm happy that you're here. Costas, who was not able to be here, but I guess she, as a representative, Councillor McLeod, representatives from the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation. You'll notice that they have their name tags on. Board chairpersons and principals, some have met, some have not met. Distinguished guests, teachers, students, parents, and all the stakeholders. A very, very pleasant St. Thomas Tech good morning. All right, so let me begin by answering a question that has been asked many times since we started putting this whole thing together. Why was St. Thomas Technical High School chosen as the venue for the handing over ceremony? Well, you passed Yalis, you passed Morin Bay. Why St. Thomas Tech? Well, St. Thomas Technical High School is the birthplace of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation. In 2016, we had a reunion on this campus with past students, alumni from other schools, and then our past teachers. And I was fortunate enough to be a keynote speaker. And at that point, I laid out a vision for St. Thomas, a 21st century Renaissance. And when I was done, I remember Mr. Stewart, who was a teacher here. He was getting an award from some of his former students, and he turned and he looked at me and said, "Mountain, let that not be just talk. Let's do something about it." And that's what we're doing. Another reason why this is the venue is that many of the people associated with the foundation have some connection, either directly or indirectly, with the school. And of course, you already know that I, Mountain D. Edwards, is a very, 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 very proud student, past student, as a matter of fact, of St. Thomas Technical High School. And I can tell you, if you can ever find another past student anywhere on this planet or any other planet that is as proud of this school as I am, let me find that person, let me see that person. Nobody else, none. But perhaps the most important reason for this being the venue has to do with the fact that we are here as a result of a donation made by Google of approximately $27 million. But that donation did not just come about all by itself. It did not just come because we were there lobbying. Yes, we lobbied. But it resulted from Mr. Sylvester Stewart, Miss Madge Lawrence Stewart, who were mathematics teachers and science teachers at this school, who believed in their former students, who believed in the mission of the foundation, and that belief translated to their daughter, Camille Stewart, who works with Google. And she decided, not only do I want to support my parents, I want to support the cause that they support. And so, if for no other reason than to pay tribute to this gift, to what they've done, to them, their daughters, this had to be the venue. So that's why. Question answer. By the way, Camille was born in Ohio. She was not born here in Jamaica. But she's Centonian to the core. She's Jamaican to the core. As a matter of fact, she's more Jamaican than her parents are. You believe that? All right. My next job is to say thank you. And that's really very important. I was born in Duckenfield, just beyond these cane fields. And my mother used to send me to the post office to see if there was any letter. And if you got a white envelope, then you didn't pay much attention to it. But if you got an aerial envelope, then that was a big deal, because it was from foreign. And then when you got it, you would kind of hold it up to see if there was any money in it. Huh? Yes. And then if there was money in it, you know you were going to eat that evening. But here's something else that she would do. She would send me up to the store to buy one envelope and one sheet of writing paper, because the next job was to say thank you. And that's what I'm going to do. So, I want to say thank you first to the Honorable Faber Williams, Minister of Education and Youth, for being here. Thank you for being here. And by the way, this is not just that, go ahead. This is not just that obligatory thank you. People always say thank you, thank you, thank you. This is really heartfelt. This is really heartfelt. This is the end of Education Week. And your presence here say to our students and educators that you, the Ministry future of education, and the government that you represent is serious about their education and their future. So thank you. But I'm also happy that you're here for two other reasons. You represent two of the long-term strategic visions of this foundation. I've noted that you attended Harvard and the Wharton School of Business. From Harvard come Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Barack Obama. From Wharton came Warren Buffett, the 8th richest person in the United States, and also Sundar Pichai, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Google. These are two great institutions, and your journey suggests that you're somebody who prizes academic excellence. And so we're very, very happy for that reason, because what we're trying to get from our students is that academic excellence that you so heartily embody. But also happy for another reason that you're here. Because those two institutions are leading institutions in the US. And I'm here to tell you that the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation is going to be attracting either a Ivy League university or a Tier 1 institution to this parish, and if we cannot attract it, we are going to build it. Okay? I've also noted that you worked several jobs in the US. You have been Vice President, Investment Officer of several companies in Boston and elsewhere, Chicago. I'm happy about that. Because here's also where the St. Thomas that we know and love is headed. This St. Thomas is going to be the home of hedge funds and mutual funds. Private capital will be deployed from this parish all over the world, and those returns are going to be repatriated to St. Thomas and to Jamaica. That's the St. Thomas that we envision. That's what you embody, and so I'm happy that you're here. You do not know. I told you that before, but you thought, well, yeah, he's just happy in me. I'm really, really happy you're here. I'm really, really happy you're here. Okay. All right, so I also want to say thank you to your staff at NET. They were very gracious. Once they got on this project, it did not feel at all like we were dealing with Jamaican bureaucracy. It did not feel that way. It did not feel that way. As a matter of fact, she did not ask me to, but on behalf of Miss Joni James, who was very, very accommodating, I am putting a request for a raise. All right, so NET was really, really awesome. That's what we need. That is what we need. Because when we get that, we can do more. Together, we can do big things because there are big things to do. So let's do that. Thank you very much. All right, another thank you is to the donors and supporters of the foundation. Most of the donations that we get, and some of our largest donations, come from people who have never heard about St. Thomas. As a matter of fact, when we talk about St. Thomas, they think that we're talking about the St. Thomas Virgin Islands. Huh? But if it were not for the donations from those people, one from St. Thomas and many also who are from St. Thomas, we would not be here. So I want them to know wherever they are, the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation is very, very, very grateful for the support that you've given. And please continue to give your support, because we're about to do great things. I also want to say thank you to the team that we have here and the team that we have in New York. Some of these people, their names you do not know, their faces you've never seen, and as a matter of fact, they try to beat each other to see who can hide from the limelight. Because that's not what we're about. We're not about the big up. We're about doing stuff. And so just so long as they're doing, just so long as they're working, just so long as Nicholas is working, just so long as Robert Ritchie is working, just so long as Jason Smiley is working, just so long as Audrey Ford is working, just so long as Ilbert Robinson is working, just so long as Travis is working, and Travis is walking around here. That's all we're concerned about. These are people who have personal tragedies like you do, but they never flinch, they never waver from the mission. Because the mission of creating a parish that we can be proud of is something that we're really, really passionate about. I want to say thank you again to Mr. Sylvester Stewart and Ms. Madge Lawrence. When they had a reunion, they came from Hawaii just to be here. They believe in the vision, and they believe in their former students. So complete again was that belief and confidence that they translated to not just one daughter, but 2 daughters, even though you're just hearing about one. Thank you to Mrs. Beverly Hyde, Director of the Mathematics Honors College. Your belief that every child can do well in math led you to organize the St. Thomas Math Quiz Competition. That competition will now become the St. Thomas Mathematics Olympiad, where students will be competing against each other. Like she said before, it's going to be like the school challenge quiz, but a lot more souped up, because that's the way we do things, big and bold. But do not forget, the goal is to what? Increase the passes in C-Sec mathematics so that our student can be much better. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a preemptive strike for what is to come. We want to delve more into STEM and do a whole lot of good things. Thank you to our participating teachers. Here it is that you're going to be asked to do something more. Please push your students, challenge them, help them to become fundamentally sound. I know that the day you decided to become a teacher, you took a vow of poverty. I know. You don't make any money. Mercy. And lastly, I want to thank Google. In our early presentation, which you saw, Dr. Ferguson, we went around showing stakeholders in the parish, the Factories Corporation, you helped to broker that meeting with Tanner Shirley and his team, and to UDC, you were also present there. There was a picture of Google, so we have this picture of Google. Because we believe that one day Google put out its presence in St. Thomas. And if you had seen that presentation, many of you would have thought, these people are crazy. Yes, it takes crazy people to think like that. And so we're very, very happy that Google has made this donation. And we're also very, very happy that some of you will have a chance to work with Google, will have a chance to intern with Google. And guess what? That could happen right here, because Google will be here. But more than that, ladies and gentlemen, we envision a day when the next Google is going to come from the parish of St. Thomas. That is who we are, and we can do it.
Tell us.
To our students represented here today, and to other individuals and so on from Ministerial Foundation, please, students, know that we're all here to support you. The allotment of Chromebooks that you will get is an aid to learning. It's an aid to learning. Learning takes place when you sit down and do it. A Chromebook is not going to make you bright. It just helps you. But you have to sit and do something. And we're all here to support you. Part of what you need to do in the Mathematics Honors College is peer tutoring and peer mentoring. That way you help other students and you, in the process, become better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. You are about to behold a dawn that has never been beheld. You have met the future, and the future is St. Thomas. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. He spoke with such passion. He spoke from the heart. And that is the Malton we all know. Now, strangely enough, when he said that he would just do an overview, he said, "Carry on, I won't be talking for long, you know, because I'm not much of a talker." And I said to myself, really? And as I sat there and listened to him speak, I said, okay, He will speak when it comes from the heart. And when it comes on to St. Thomas, and by extension, St. Thomas Technical High School, he is always beaming with pride. I have never heard him say a negative word about this parish or anything relating to this parish. And that for me says a lot, because everywhere I go, they know me as the one who speak of St. Thomas. But when you meet people like Malton, you're wondering if your, pride is too small, because his love for the parish is so big, it's huge, it's gigantic. And whenever he visits, I remember when I was serving as principal and he visits, he's right, he comes in, he walks, he spends the entire day. And he's very passionate about the institution. And Mr. Michael McLeod, our council, very involved. And the dwelling you see here, there are a lot of them around. I don't want you to start calling names, because I know how much they love this spot of ground that we are on, Minister. They love it bad. Really, really bad. I will not say that we don't all love our institutions, and we are proud alumni of our institutions. I will not mention any other high school's name at this point in time, in honor of the St. Thomas Technical High School, yes, of which also Mrs. Beverly Hyatt is a past student, and she would have served as a mathematics resource teacher right here at St. Thomas Tech. She taught at Yalas High School, and yes, she's at Morritville High School. I slipped that in, right? Morritville High School? Right. But yes, we love St. Thomas, and I just want you to give a round of applause for this parish, because we're going places, and this is a beautiful parish. Minister, I don't know if you drove on these bad bumpy roads, but the next time you visit Minister, it will be smooth sailing through this beautiful parish. And as you heard Martin speak, great things are happening, great things are coming, and I'm happy that each of you here, you are part of it. So yes, Martin, I'm feeling the passion, I'm feeling it. And yes, I hope it will be extended not only to our audience here, but to all those who are living in St. Thomas. And whether you are abroad or you're their yard, St. Thomas is your home. Be proud of it, because we are not forgotten. We are the parish, the beautiful parish of St. Thomas, where great heroes are from. And the entrance, well, I hear you, sir. He said the entrance to Jamaica. So thank you for that beautiful overview, Professor Malton Edwards. And we're now going to share with you a presentation. It is from Google. It's not ready? Okay. So if the presentation is not yet ready, we are now going to ask the St. Thomas Technical High School, so fitting, the St. Thomas Technical High School to come with their musical performance.
Oh, I met a girl this morning, she was love at first sight. Oh, I met a girl this morning, she was beauty to my eyes. I asked her where she from, she tell me in the tropics. She asked me what's my name, I tell her I am Chronix. And I said, girl, what's your name? She tell me that her name is Jamaica. And I say, smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. And I say, smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. Whenever you cry, you remind. I'm here for you, Jamaica. Dry your eyes and smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. She have a rich history, a beautiful woman with the sweetest kiss, beautiful sunrise and an evening kiss, of a nice sunset on the evening seasons. But she tell me say she tired of the exploit and the life. me just getting flowers and the ferns, but all she got was abuse in return. Don't you worry yourself, mama. I am right here to your help, mama. Don't you worry yourself, mommy. I want it, me, I beg you do for me, and I say smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica, and I say smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. Whenever you cry, here am I. I'm here for you, Jamaica. Dry your eyes and smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. A sweet, sweet me, you feel them. The one drop beat on the rhythm. And you give me back with a different stepping. And you give me both, nobody can run left in. But see ya, them must the things say you're out to ideas. You give them art and sweet literature. That's how you make the world see the better picture. Don't you worry yourself, mama. I am right here to your help, mama. Oh, don't you worry yourself, mommy. I want it, me, I beg you do for me, and I say smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica, and I say smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. Whenever you cry, here am I. I'm here for you, Jamaica. Dry your eyes and smile. Smile for me, Jamaica, and I say smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica, and I say smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. Whenever you cry, here am I. I'm here for you, Jamaica. Dry your eyes and smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. Oh, oh, yeah. Smile for me. Oh, yeah. Smile, smile. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, ah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Smile.
Invite our very own minister, the Honorable Favor Williams, to come and give her remarks. Welcome to St. Thomas, Minister Williams. Please make her welcome.
Hello, St. Thomas! Hello, St. Thomas! Awesome. It is great to be here. Thank you, Miss Carrie Ann Coombs, your moderator who's wearing a lot of hats this morning. Let me acknowledge Dr. Mitchell Charles, Member of Parliament, Eastern St. Thomas. Let me acknowledge as well in absentia Mr. James Robertson, Member of Parliament, Western St. Thomas. Let me acknowledge Mrs. George, I believe that's the name, who represented the Honorable Marcia Bennett, CD Custos Rotelorum St. Thomas. Thank you for that message this morning. If you hear a voice within you say you can't paint, the voice will be silence. And I want us to take that away with us this morning. Let me acknowledge as well Mr. Michael McLeod, Councillor, the David Division St. Thomas, and to say Mr. McLeod called me at least 100 times to remind me about this. Thank you, Mr. McLeod, for being so persistent and just for highlighting the importance and significance of this event here today. Let me acknowledge Dr. Fenton Ferguson, former Member of Parliament, Eastern St. Thomas, Ms. Yashika Blackwood Grant, our Regional Director from the Ministry of Education and Youth, Ms. Shirley Monteith, Acting Director, Donor and Partnership Management at the National Education Trust, and Ms. Moncrief, you know that if there was any other report other than the one that Professor Edwards, delivered this morning, you know what would happen on Monday morning. So, Professor Edwards, I am so happy that you had a very good experience with the National Education Trust. They are the entity within the ministry that's charged with helping our diaspora, as well as anybody locally or anywhere in the world who would like to donate to education to ensure that they do not encounter any hassles in doing so. If you are donating, I believe that we ought to pull out the red carpet for you, right? Not make it difficult. So thank you, Ms. Moncrief. Take it back, take that message back to all the members of the National Education Trust. Let me acknowledge Professor Malton D. Edwards, President, the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, and all the representatives who are here this morning. St. Thomas is on the move, he says. And I have to tell you, I love the massive road work that's going on. Yes, I know it's an inconvenience to many of you who have to travel on that road, but I'm imploring you, look beyond the inconvenience of today to the future, and how the roads will open up St. Thomas for more houses, more businesses, because they'll realize that they can travel in comfort. Let me acknowledge as well Mrs. Beverly Hyatt, Director of Mathematics Honors College, and I totally agree with you, Ms. Hyatt, that problems can be alleviated by problem solving and critical thinking, and you get that through mathematics. I'd love to learn more about the initiative, the Mathematics Honors College, to see how we can replicate that across other schools in Jamaica. We can take that from St. Thomas as St. Thomas's gift to the rest of Jamaica. And I like the goal that you have set to get greater than 80% of the students pass in mathematics over the next 5 years. I would say even shorter than that. They can do it. They have it within them. It just needs a teacher to help them to bring it out, and you are one such. Just by listening to you, you have the best interests of the students at heart. And let me acknowledge as well Mr. Darrell White Wong, Destination Manager, Portland and St. Thomas, from the Tourism Product Development Company, who is going worldwide to market St. Thomas. Ms. Laura Rianne Hurt Roberts, Parish Manager, Social Development Commission. All our board chairs who are here this morning, and principals of the Yalas High, St. Thomas Technical, Paul Bogle High, Seaford High, Robert Lightburn High, Morant Bay High, and Happy Grove High School. Good morning or good day to all of you. And Happy Grove, I know we heard your cries through the Member of Parliament, Mrs. Valls, and we acted to ensure that you had transportation to get you to school early and to take you home before nightfall. Let me acknowledge as well Reverend Derek Sadler Stokes from Hall District of, Reverend Derek Sadler, Stokes Hall District of Parish of Baptist Churches. Thank you for that sermon this morning. Other members of the Ministry of Education, and I see that we're getting a little downpour. Go under the tent some more, because we want this event to continue. Not even the rain is going to stop it this morning. Don't you agree? Awesome. So Reverend Derek Sadler from Stokes Hall District of Baptist Churches, thank you for that sermon. And the prior, other members of the Ministry of Education and Youth and the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, staff, parents, and students, members of the media, those who are online as well, thank you for being here this morning. It is a delight, it is a pleasure to be here in St. Thomas at this donation, at this handing over ceremony of devices to our students. I hope you can still hear me with the rain, can you? Awesome. Let's give a round of applause to Professor Edwards and other benefactors from the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, Inc. And you will note that INC really means incorporated, and it suggests that they have a formal company registered someplace in the United States, and they had the foresight, Professor Edwards and his team had the foresight to make it a 501c3 organization, and that might not mean much to Jamaicans when you say 501c3, but in the United States it has a certain designation. It means you're a non-profit entity, and it makes it easier for corporations and rich individuals and others to donate to your foundation because it's formal, it's registered, and there are tax benefits that they can get from making donations to the foundation. I note as well that the foundation was incorporated in 2017, and since then you have been very, very active, doing numerous handovers, including $1 million Jamaican for COVID relief, and you've done other things. You've put up monuments, you've sponsored events, and so on. And we are happy, we are delighted that you see fit to come back to your parish from whence you came and to give back to the parish. Continue to do so. And Dr. Edwards, I note that you did some homework and you read up my bio, and and I know that you already have plans to incorporate me into the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, and I accept that and will do my best. I absolutely will, because I understand the power of what you are doing. I understand the power of the organization that you have and that little designation called the 501c3. I understand them very well. So let me thank you for all the efforts that went into getting this donation from Google. And you will be very happy to know, Professor Edwards, that all our students across Jamaica they have access to the Google Learning Management System. That has been our platform through the entire period of COVID to connect our students with their teachers in the virtual space during COVID so that they remain connected with their education system. Of course, not every one of our students have a device. Not everyone has connectivity. Those are the things that we will continue to work on. But we are happy, we're glad for this donation this morning. It puts us another step forward towards our goal of ensuring that every one of our students has a device. It's in keeping with the program we launched in the midst of COVID called the One Laptop or Tablet Per Child Initiative. And we have been doing that, and your donation counts towards that. We are well over 200,000 devices out there in the hands of our students all across Jamaica. So I will continue to work with you to get to that goal. Additionally, I'm happy to see that you will have a focus as well on connectivity in here at this school, and that aligns perfectly with what the government has started to do as well, to ensure that all our schools have adequate connectivity, adequate bandwidth for the schools. The program is an interministerial program. It was started last year. Some schools are already onboarded onto the system, the government's broadband infrastructure, and certainly we will be in all parishes at all schools. So we thank you as well for the focus there. technology will remain an important part of the education system. We accepted it. There was great acceptance during the COVID pandemic. Our teachers, and I have to applaud them for stepping forward, for pivoting and learning how to teach in the virtual environment. So a round of applause for our teachers as well. They just went through several classes and they were able to connect with as many students that had connectivity all across Jamaica. We are in the process as well of ensuring that our teachers have laptops. And so far, over 7,000 of our teachers would have gotten a laptop, a compliment of the government of Jamaica, and we are going to ensure that all 25,000 teachers are outfitted with laptops so that they continue to use the technology in their classrooms to help to ensure that our children learn faster, deeper, learn more, they have access to knowledge from across the world, and that they see technology as important in their journey, in their education journey. So those are the things, just to give you a little insight into what we're doing, and to say to you how very significant and how much what you're doing is in alignment with what the Ministry of Education and Youth and the government of Jamaica by extension are doing here in Jamaica. I know that we still have a lot to do. We still have a lot to do in terms of improving the infrastructure of schools, improving the educational outcomes of our students. We're not satisfied with where they are. You would have heard the mathematics coordinator this morning. You would have heard her in terms of last year our passes in mathematics were well below 50%. And so everything we do is with that in mind, to help our students to improve on what they're learning so that they're able to go into their exams. They would be sufficiently comfortable going into exams to produce the kind of results that all across Jamaica we want to see. And we understand that because education is the foundation. If we expect to lift our economy up, to get better jobs for our people, better housing, better roads, then we have to have an educated population that can create the kinds of jobs that will produce things that the world wants to buy from us. We want to have an educated population so that big firms like the ones you mentioned will see Jamaica as an attractive destination to come to set up business and create those jobs for our people. And so we will continue to push in education. We'll continue to do the best that we can with the budget that we have. I know the government of Jamaica and the successive governments have had a significant interest, and they do support education through the budget allocation. If you look back over the last few years, education has taken about 20% of the non-debt budget of this country. So that ought to tell you the commitment of government to education. Is it adequate in all areas? No, it isn't. I'll be the first to admit that. But we're working with what we have, ensuring that we work with it efficiently, produce what our schools need, and many of them, they will tell you they need all kinds of resources. And we're going to try to maximize on the budget to provide as much as we can to our schools to enable our students. So let me say again, a huge thank you. And may you not get weary in well-doing. And I commit to working with you to ensure that the vision that you have for the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, that vision is realized, because it's in the benefit of our students. And I know while the focus is on St. Thomas, but it will be to the benefit of all of us, all across Jamaica. So thank you. Professor Edwards, and thank you to all the members of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for putting on a fabulous presentation. Thank you to all the students who've journeyed from wherever they are to come here to witness this moment. It's just the beginning. I can feel it. It's just the beginning, Professor Edwards. Just the beginning of great things in St. Thomas. Thank you so much. Thank you. Round of applause again for everyone who had anything to do with this event. Thank you. Thank you. May God bless you.
Honorable Minister, we're going to ask you to just wait a minute as I invite Mr. Morgan, Mr. Ricardo Morgan, Acting Principal of St. Thomas Technical High School, to come with a presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Rain is on us now. So this presentation is from the Renaissance Foundation to our Honorable Minister, and it is in honor of, in memory of the Fords, Ashton Ford and Ermine Ford, both principals. Dockinfield Primary, Mrs. Ford served from September 1971 to April of 1987, and Sir Ford served 1971 as well to August of 1985. So, Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford became principal of Stoke Saul Junior Secondary School, now the great St. Thomas Technical High School, the home of the Eagles, and served in 1971 and served until 1985. He oversaw the transition of the school from a junior secondary with just 3 grades, grade 7, 8, and 9, with the transition of grades 10 and 11 being added. Under his leadership, a strong academic foundation was built, evidenced by the success students had in the grade 9 achievement test, where they transitioned to Happy Grove and Markby High Schools. The strong culture of academic excellence allowed grade 8 students to also succeed in these examinations, namely the college entrance exam and the external exams like the Jamaica School of Certificates examination. Mr. Ford enthusiastically embraced the democratization of school leadership and decision-making mandated by the Ministry of Education and the government of Jamaica. Student involvement on the school board and in other areas was the catalyst for a group of leaders that came out of Stoke Saul Secondary, and you can see a number of them represented here today. Through mentorship, students were encouraged and given the opportunities to grow and excel. He created debating and school challenge quiz competitions with the high schools in St. Thomas. Under his leadership, the school had its first commencement and the first school magazine. Mrs. Ford took over as principal of Dockinfield Primary when her husband certainly assumed the post at the secondary school. Under her stewardship, Dockinfield Primary consistently ranked among the top primary schools in the parish, with several students passing their common entrance exams. The school participated in interscholastic sports competitions like cricket and football. The Fords together encouraged and fostered a culture of philanthropy and community service. So profound was this culture that students of their respective schools have grown up to give back. Their largest extended to provide shelter and food in their home to some young people who were in need. So profound and entrenched as been their lesson, in service to others that their children, Norman, Ashton, Audrey, and Janet Ford, and a new generation of Fords are finding numerous ways to give back. The St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation is one of the legacies of Ashton and Ermine Ford. And at this time, Madam Minister, on behalf of the foundation, we present you with the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation Award in their memory.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Edwards and Honorable Minister Williams. We are moving right into the remainder of our program. And I must say, Minister, it's indeed an honor to have you in Region 2. I know Mrs. Blackwood Grant, our Regional Director, would say that the Region 2 family, the region that cares, would really be grateful, or are really grateful, that the Minister is here with us this week as we celebrate or come to a close of Education Week. We are always in the business of education. We're always caring for young people. And so to give you this award, Minister, is something that is memorable coming from the St. Thomas Parish, particularly the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, acknowledging that you, our Minister, continues to work. You continue to work and give of yourself, your time, to the nation's children and in the growth of our country. And so indeed, Madam, we are sincerely grateful for your participation and your presence at this ceremony today. Thank you so much. Now, as we move along, we are now going to have the presentation of the Chromebooks. We're going to ask the student representatives from the various high schools to come. I'm asking you to come to my right, to my right, and I'm going to invite Mrs. Beverly Hyatt, the Director of the Mathematics Honors College, as well as Ms. Christine Watson, who is Director of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, to come and participate in this activity. I also ask Professor Edwards to come. And let me just remind you, this presentation is being made to the Yalas High, Paul Bogle High, Seaford High, Robert Lightburn High, Morant Bay High, St. Thomas Technical High, and Happy Grove High. And this is all in honor of the Mathematics Honors College, an initiative that will see an improvement in the performance of mathematics at the secondary level within the institutions within St. Thomas and by extension Portland. Okay, Minister.
Miss. Present to us. Okay. Mr. Moulton, present to us, please. Yeah. Minister? Okay.
Yellis High. We will now have Paul Bogle High. Thank you so much, Paul Bogle High. We will now have Seaford High. The student representative from Seaford High. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much, Seaford High. The representative from Robert Lightburn High. Thank you, Robert Lightburn High. We now have the student representative from Mark Bay High. Thank you, Morley High. Now we have St. Thomas Technical High. Thank you, St. Thomas Technical High School. And now we have a representative from Happy Grove High. Thank you so much, Happy Grove High. And I also want to thank all the persons on the platform who assisted the minister and Professor Edwards in making the presentations to the various high schools. Thank you so much. Now we're at that point that we're going to have the vote of thanks from a colleague and a friend of mine, the principal at Yellis High, Mr. Mark Malava.
Thank you, Kerry. I am charged with the responsibility of moving the vote of thanks. But after the vote of thanks that was said by Prof. Edwards, all that is left for me to say is thank you. Ms. Kerry Ann Coombs, moderator, the Honorable Favored Williams, Minister in the Ministry of Education and Youth, Dr. Michelle Charles, Member of Parliament, Eastern St. Thomas, my esteemed Board Chairman, Ms. Margaret George, JP, and also board chair for St. Thomas Tech. Mr. Michael MacLeod, Councillor of the Danville Division, St. Thomas. Dr. Fenton Ferguson, former Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas. Mrs. Yashika Blackwood Grant, Regional Director in the region that cares in the Ministry of Education, Region 2. Ms. Shirley Moncrief, Acting Director, Donor and Partnership Management at the National Education Trust. Professor Martin D. Edwards, President of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation. Ms. Beverly Hyatt, Director of Mathematics Honors Club, the first of its kind, I may add, in the parish, in the island, and it has its birthplace here in St. Thomas. Mr. Daryl White Wong, Destination Manager, Portland and St. Thomas of the Tourism Product Development Company Limited. Ms. Lorianne Piet Roberts, Parish Manager in the Social Development Commission. Other board chairmen, board chairpersons, and esteemed principals. Reverend Derek Sadler, Stokes Hall District of Baptist Churches. Other members of the Ministry of Education and Youth. Other members of the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation. Staff, parents, students, friends. So JPS has cut off our lights. I hope the bill was paid. It's back. Other members of the Ministry of Education and Youth and the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, staff, parents, and students, friends, other distinguished guests, members of the media, good afternoon. First and foremost, let me thank the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation. Many talk the walk, they walk the talk. This foundation consists of a collective group of individuals whose roots are firmly planted in the parish of St. Thomas. It's a foundation that has a clear vision about the rebirth of St. Thomas, and if you have done any kind of history, you will understand that Renaissance, the name Renaissance, speaks to rebirth. The foundation has a vision that will reposition St. Thomas economically, socially, and educationally. They have recognized the need to boost the educational profile of our students. They clearly understand their assignment. We must therefore thank this august foundation for their vision and execution of that vision. None of this could have been possible without them. The school community and by extension the citizens of St. Thomas are deeply indebted to you. We are reminded of the Proverbs. Proverbs 19 verse 17. He that giveth to the poor lendeth to God. To the members of the foundation, may you be all blessed and may your cup overflow with blessings. May you all drink from your saucer. In the words of the songwriter Coffee, gratitude is a must. I want to also acknowledge and thank Google. Many know them and utilize them as an internet search engine. As a matter of fact, we will all say, from time to time, I will jokingly say that when it comes on to knowing all things, Google is next to God. But many would not have known them for their philanthropy. But this too would never have been possible without Google coming on board. We want to thank them for facilitating and buying into the vision of the Renaissance Foundation. Indeed, this donation will go a very far way in bridging the digital divide in St. Thomas. There are three critical components to the digital divide. The first one, of course, is access to a reliable device. The second component of the digital device is a reliable internet. Honorable Minister, over to you on that one. The third component in how that has to do with how the technology is used to effectively improve the learning experiences of our teachers and our students. That falls squarely in the lap of myself and my esteemed colleagues as principals of our respective institutions, and by extension, the Ministry of Education. So whilst we thank Google and the Renaissance Foundation, on behalf of the board chairman and principals, I am giving you all our assurance that we will use and put and use these Chromebooks to good use. We will play our part in revolutionizing how we engage our students and how we incorporate the technology in our lessons. We want to acknowledge and thank the National Education Trust for helping to facilitate the importation of these devices. We know the bureaucracies that obtains at the wars. And when you hear Prof. Edwards saying that it was smooth, it must have been smooth. Once again, we want to just say a hearty thank you to the National Education Trust. We want to also thank the Honourable Minister Favour Williams. Minister, we know the roads are bad, indeed, but we also know that you would not have missed this opportunity. Since the pandemic had forced us to close our doors, you, Minister, have been embarking on a mission to geared towards ensuring that our needy students get access to the devices. In this regard, Minister, we are truly grateful for your effort and your commitment. It has not gone unnoticed, and it has indeed been impactful. We want to thank you for gracing us with your presence today, Honourable Minister. We want to thank and acknowledge the media for covering this event. It is always good when the media can bring good news about St. Thomas. I can just imagine the headlines tomorrow. Big things are going on over St. Thomas. It would be remiss of me if I did not acknowledge Miss Beverly Hyatt, St. Thomas's only master mathematics teacher. And if my memory serves me correctly, she might, for a long time, she was the only master mathematics teacher in the island. I don't know if that has since been, there has been any other master mathematics teacher. She has planted a seed of excellence in mathematics for St. Thomas, and for this we want to say thank you, Mrs. Hyatt. One of the things with, when Kerry was the principal, we have been embroiled in bitter feuds, two bitter feuds, in fact, Honourable Minister. The first one was over Mrs. Hyatt. We fought bitterly to get Miss Hyatt. I triumphed. And then the second one was over Mrs. George. I half win that one because we ended up having to share But we are all very passionate about education. We are all very passionate about St. Thomas. We are all very passionate about the growth of St. Thomas. So if to anyone that I may have missed, failed to acknowledge and thank, let me apologize ahead of time. But let me also say a hearty thank you to you all for everything that you have done to make today possible. Once again, good morning and a big thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Malava, and we continue with our rivalry, definitely, but all to the benefit of our children and all to the growth of this parish. When rivalry is good, it is welcomed, and I must say that it's good. My final thoughts, it's just that it's good for you to be here. The Word of God says, give, and it will come back to you. Press down, shaken together, and running over. And this donation from the Renaissance, the St. Thomas Renaissance Foundation, is just the beginning of many other opportunities to give. Give to this parish, give to this country, give to the growth and the development of Jamaica, and especially our young people. I will close out with this presentation from Google, and I ask that you travel safely and you remain safe, and just remember that you were at the home of the eagles, and eagles always soar. So as you go on your journey, soar, eagles soar.
Just a quick note, we're also rolling out a program in collaboration with Kingston Technical High School and the Rotary Club of downtown, I was about to say downtown Hartford, but downtown Kingston. And so I think Mr. Moulton Campbell, principal from Kingston Technical High School, is here. And then there is a Jordan Bassett, who is an IT professional. So, oh, this is Mr. Bassett. Come on up, please. Yes. So we'll be also giving some Chromebooks to Kingston Technical, Mr. Jordan Bassett, for work with some students in coding, whatever it is. Could you please explain? But this again, ladies and gentlemen, is how we're going to not only move St. Thomas, but St. Thomas is part of Jamaica, and this is how we're going to move our great country.
On the spot?
On the spot.
Sorry, I haven't rehearsed anything. I did not know I was speaking today. So, all right, here we go. So, what my company does in Jamaica is we do a lot of customer relationship management work. And as a part of that, we are teaching a lot of local people how we do the work so we can train and hire locally. One of the things that we've discussed a lot is that there's not exposure to these type of careers from an early age, so we plan to help expose young students to our type of work so we can help expose them and they can understand more types of careers that are out there. Thank you.
What's the company name? Oh, that's the company name?
Yes.
CRMetry. So, all right.
For the record.
So for the record, my company name is CRMetry. It is spelled CRMmetry.com.
Location?
Kingston. All right, thank you. Oh, yeah, all of Kingston. Thank you. All of Kingston.
I St. Thomas, I just want to big up Professor Moulton Edwards, and also to big up St. Thomas and St. Thomas Technical High School for all that you are doing. Continue the great work that you're doing, and we look forward to the great things that will be coming out of St. Thomas, because we know that you are people that not just talk, but you do. So continue continue to soar and continue to be the great institution that you are. Continue to make Jamaica great. Thank you.
Why is it so hard to speak the truth? Why is it so hard to just be honest when I want this? Maybe you want it too, so I just need to tell you. I just need to tell you. See the sun in the shadow all my life, but I finally see the light. I give myself to you. I want to get this right. Haven't felt this in a while now. So sad when we are apart. If you leave, you break my heart. I need you to need me too. Stay with me when it's getting dark. Hold me tight, close in your arms. I want you to want me too. Why is it so hard to just be honest? Why is it so hard to speak the truth? Why is it so hard to just be honest when I want this? Maybe you want it too, so I just need to tell you. I just need to tell you. Why is it so hard to be? Why is it so hard to be honest? To be honest. Why is it so hard to be? Why is it so hard to be honest? To be honest. Why is it so hard to just be honest? Why is it so hard to speak the